Coronavirus continues to impact our everyday lives and forces us to concentrate on what's most important. We have team coverage today covering topics that are important to us all. Let's begin with one of the most basic of necessities, food. Here's reporter Sonia Goins.
This is go time.
The folks at PRISM are busy ramping up their efforts to help meet the demand during the coronavirus outbreak.
This is for anybody. Our food shop, we don't turn anybody away.
Executive Director Michelle Ness says they are adjusting how they deliver services.
The building itself is closed to the public. However, we are continuing to provide food to families in need.
Instead of clients coming into the building to get food, they are getting goods through a drive-through.
Families are receiving about 60 pounds of food. They're receiving non-perishables, dairy, meat, produce.
PRISM's ability to be able to respond in a time of crisis depends on generosity from the community.
I just wanted to bring in some food because I feel like with all the kids home from school that there's probably families in more need than normal because their kids are not eating at school.
PRISM officials say they want to make sure they're able to help as many people as they can during this time of uncertainty and chaos.
Where we are right now, we can definitely help, and we can help for a long time. How long we can hold this for, that's kind of the key question.
Now, there are several resources available for people who are struggling during this challenging time. People who are already clients of PRISM can just show up, no appointment needed, to get food. And in Brooklyn Center, CEAP has its food shelf open, but you have to make an appointment. We put their information on our website, ccxmedia.org. Also, if you want to donate food to a food shelf right now, call to see what their giving policy is before you show up to donate. Shannon?
All right, thank you, Sonia. There's also no day off for emergency personnel who continue to work to keep us safe. With more on their advice, we go to Eric Nelson with Crystal Deputy Chief Brian Hubbard.
Really what we want folks to know is this is a time to remain calm. We need to be diligent, but we need to stay calm in this crisis that's evolving. People need to take care of themselves. There's a lot of recommendations that are coming out, but what we don't need is a lot of hysteria. We need people to calmly think through developing their plans, taking care of their loved ones, keeping that social distancing, keeping themselves clean, and being prepared if the illness were to hit them or their loved ones.
So you and many others are on the front line. You're first responders. What are you doing to try to keep people safe?
You know, we're trying to be diligent with our staff who do have to continue to work during these times. They are continuing to answer 911 calls and respond to issues as they come up. And so we are making sure that we have our gloves and our masks and that we are keeping everything clean so that our folks can stay healthy. Our concern is that we get an illness that comes through the police department, and now we are short-staffed in order to be able to respond to those 911 calls.
And there's no roadmap or blueprint for this. Have you ever dealt with anything like this?
No, this is uncharted territory for everybody. And so for our planning purposes, we're just trying to be calm and think about all of the possible contingencies that may come forward as we move through this in the coming weeks and months.
Anything, Brian, you want people to know in addition to what we've covered?
Yeah, again, we just want folks to remain calm and be diligent. Wash your hands, use hand sanitizer, keep your family together, keep them inside, keep them away from folks a little bit more than you might normally are really the keys to this. And then keep an eye on the Minnesota Department of Health and the CDC websites for more information.
All right, thanks, Brian. A fist pound just to show you how we do it now. That's Deputy Police Chief Brian Hubbard here in Crystal. Now back to Shannon.
Thank you, Eric. Life in the northwest suburbs has changed as we know it. Places we sometimes take for granted are now closed for at least the next 3 weeks. The city of Golden Valley, for instance, has closed City Hall to the public. The city's DMV and Brookview Golden Valley are also closed. The city says the closures are in place through at least April 3rd. Maple Grove is taking similar mitigation measures. The city's Sports Dome, Community Center, and Senior Center are closed until further notice. The city says council meetings will happen as scheduled. The push to stay away from crowds means people are hunkering down and staying at home. That too can have an impact on our psyche. With that angle, reporter Pafua Yang spoke with a psychologist from Maple Grove.
Hey Shannon, we're joined by Dr. Lisa Lovelace from Synergy E-Therapy, and as you can tell, we are practicing social distancing because we're FaceTiming. Thank you so much for joining us. So Dr. Lovelace, what can you tell me about the panic and anxiety concerning COVID-19?
Yeah, well, it's good to be here. And I think the first thing that's important for people to realize is having anxiety or a lot of worry right now is normal. It's a normal response to something very new and something that feels very threatening.
Does panic and fear affect an individual?
So it's really something that can increase a lot of different hormones in our body. The worry, that fight or flight system goes off kind of more regularly. You might feel your body shaking, or you might get sweaty. You might feel like, oh, I just don't feel like I'm here.
And how can people calm their anxiety and then also help others calm their anxiety?
I think what's really important for people to know is that we do still have some control when it feels like we don't have it in the world. So, really listening to the news reports and the CDC and the doctors that are talking about hand washing and social distancing and school closings, and really adhering to what they're saying. And at the same time, we do need to limit it. And I think also what's really important is to stay connected. For now, people are going to be very isolated, and that feeling for many is going to become overwhelming. So get outside.
All right, so lots of great tips out there. Thank you so much for joining us today. And if you want more information about the COVID-19, just head on to our website at ccxmedia.org.
And CCX News continues to monitor how the coronavirus is impacting life in your community. Whether we are in the building or not, we are dropping new content to our website every day. The website, ccxmedia.org.
The winter high school sports season ended abruptly last week. Now the spring sports season is at minimum delayed. The Minnesota State High School League issued a statement on their website late Sunday morning. Among the key points was no activities or athletics at any member school through at least March 27th. That includes all practices, scrimmages, and contests. And there are no scrimmages or games against teams from other schools until at least April 6th. CCX Sports Director John Jacobson talks with the league's executive director Eric Martins in an interview you see beginning Tuesday afternoon here on CCX Sports. The state girls basketball tournament was canceled partway through. It doesn't take away from the great run to state, though, for the Heritage Christian Academy girls. On this week's Sports Jam show on CCX, John Jacobson profiles Eagles seniors Kirsten Robbins and Jordan Allen.
Heritage Christian Academy girls basketball players Kirsten Robbins and Jordan Allen only played 2 years together, but they quickly developed a bond on the court early in the 2018-19 season.
People see us as a package deal, so getting to play with her is super fun. She just knows where to be and when to cut at the perfect time, and I just always find her, and getting to play with her is the best thing. When we knew she was coming junior year, I was so excited because I'd played against her so many years in AAU basketball. And so when she came, I knew she was a good player, but she's gotten even so much better. But she's made me want to be a better player, and I think that, like people say, we are a package deal, and I think it's really true because you can just see the connection on the court.
Allen was a veteran for this Eagles team. She played 6 years at Heritage. Robbins started her prep career at Spectrum in Elk River and admits to nerves coming to a new school and team before her junior season.
I was extremely nervous. I mean, coming your junior year to a new school and just starting over, it's very nerve-wracking, but like these girls welcomed me and I loved it here. It was a weird adjustment because they're a very fast-paced team. My team was very slow, but getting to play with them was a really fun experience.
Kirsten and Jordan were the lone seniors on what was just a 9-player Heritage roster. Part of a small but close family.
They all become part of my husband and I's family, basically. They become our daughters. So we have 2 kids, a daughter and a son, and our family grows every basketball season.
Heritage made its 2nd straight state tournament appearance in 2019. That team was led by guard Taylor Scott, an all-state player in Class A, and from whom Allen and Robbins picked up a lot from.
Taylor is a great person to learn from in the first place, so just seeing how she can carry the team on her shoulders, I've learned a lot from her, and just coming in situations that are difficult, she just takes them so easily, and I just learned all that from her too.
Of course, last year with Taylor, she played a big leadership role, so starting off this year it was a bit of an adjustment, but me and Kirsten just realized like the intensity that Taylor brought, and we wanted to match that.
Lori Krellin has coached Heritage basketball for 11 seasons. Likes the way her two seniors play and lead.
Jordan's just been a great leader for us. She's you know, somebody who is a teammate who is encouraging on the court. She's somebody who's kind, somebody who you know, pushes her teammates because I know she wants to finish her career strong. Kirsten's such a hard worker. She's probably one of the, in addition to Taylor, one of the hardest workers that I've had on the basketball court. She comes out to get ready for practice, and she's just immediately in the lane shooting, working her way out, instead of coming out, shooting out, and working the way in.
Both girls will continue playing next year. Robbins is undecided, while Allen is headed to Bethel University.
Heritage Christian Academy finished the season with a 22-8 record.